Hmm. There we go. What is up, heroes of Dominion? My name is Charlie. This is Hero War Central. Happy Tuesday, everybody. Apologies for the tardiness. It's been an interesting morning. For those of you that live in the United States, you're familiar with the IRS. And, of course, accountants. Most of you probably familiar with an accountant, right? Yesterday was the last day for estimated tax payments for 2024. If you're a business and you make above a certain amount, you have to make estimated quarterly tax payments ahead of time. Otherwise, you get fined. It's the most ridiculous thing in the world. If you're not a business owner, if you're not a small business owner, you just turn in your paperwork at the end of the year, and you turn in your paperwork at the end of the year, or, April, I guess. You get your paperwork, I should say, and then in April, you take it to an accountant or use some tax software, and, they spit out your return based on the fact that, the hope that you filed your HR paperwork properly for the year, the tax year prior. Usually, depending on a lot of different factors, you get a little bit of a return, tax return, as they call it, based on child credit and earned income credit and expenses. A lot of people just do the standardized expenses, right? Businesses, you don't really get a return. You don't really get a return as a business. In fact, if you don't pay ahead of time, if you don't pay quarterly ahead of time, so like for 2024, I had to pay in April, July, and October, I think. And then finally yesterday was the fourth estimated quarterly payment. You get penalized. They fine you. They fine you. If you didn't pay enough, they fine you. So it's like, how am I supposed to know? How am I supposed to know how much I'm supposed to pay? But, you set aside monthly, quarterly based on what you've earned that quarter, right? And then you make those payments. So, on top of that, there are their happy retirements. There are some other considerations as a business, installments and all kinds of stuff. Tax is no joke, right? Tax payments is no joke. If you don't pay your taxes, they start pulling it out of your paycheck. Though as a small business owner, depending on how the company is set up, can't really do that. So it's a hinky, sticky situation, especially since I don't technically have since I don't have a lot of things set up the way that you're quote unquote supposed to set them up intentionally, right? You're not required to set them up a certain way, but I have things set up in a way that is the most advantageous to me without breaking the law. All right? Pay your taxes. Pay your taxes. This would be it would be a very harrowing, a very upsetting day today. Anytime I deal with the IRS, it's, you get all nervous and you're all worried about stuff. But if I didn't have the money set aside, which I did have the money set aside, right? It'd be crazy. Pay the same amount of last year and you should be fine. Jiv, I have established a systemic lack of payments year over year, though. So doesn't really work that way. IRS and chat watching, typing notes, frantically typing notes right now since I just got off the phone with them. Anyway, everything is all good. Everything is great. We owe money every year. That's what businesses do, is they owe money. But we pay less taxes overall than the average person does because we can write off so much of our stuff. Sigh up in the chat. Yeah. You must be cheating. A Finnish streamer said the tax official sat with him and listened to his issues. Yeah. Pay my accountant. Kevin, today I had to set up an ID me account or something like that. I don't actually have an account with like you can log into the IRS and I've always just paid it and got the notices in the mail and everything. I'm probably a year or two behind on setting that stuff up, which is what we needed to set up today so we can kind of run through some stuff. But I apologize for the tardiness. We'll do the best we can to make it up to you, I suppose. I do want to talk about some of the stuff that's happening today. Most importantly is the discussion of the class skills. Turns out we were correct yesterday. We talked about how the heroes were going to get their new class skills introduced soon. And I put a video out this morning. If you've watched the video this morning, you probably know about a little bit about what I'm going to say, but maybe not. But I will say this. In addition to the video that I put out this morning, the one thing that I want to state is that no mention of glyphs at all. No mention of glyphs. You guys recall back in October, we've got a PDF document and announcement from the Hero Wars Influencer Discord, from the community manager saying, hey, we're thinking about we are introducing this new activity, this new function, this new rework where heroes glyphs are going to be increased to level 80. We don't have any mention of that here. And I don't know if that's by design to kind of slow roll out the information about how these new classes and skills are going to be installed, or if they've scrapped that system altogether. I don't know which I would prefer. If they just gave us these skills. What if they just gave us these skills, but based it on something else, right? I don't know what it would be. Maybe Gift of the Elements. Maybe the power level. Maybe once you reach, 10,000 power level with a warrior, then all of your warriors get one tier of this new class skill. It's not mentioned. It probably will end up being glyphs. I don't know why they wouldn't. We've been talking about glyphs and the hypothetical cost for the level 40 to level 80. We've been talking about all of that in the chat, and the community managers haven't really said anything for or against it. But I would imagine that's what we're talking about. IRS is watching this video. Yeah, they want to know about glyphs too. They were changed a little bit. I think the most noticeable change was the tank one. I think everything else is basically the same. I think the control one was changed slightly, and I think the support one was changed slightly. But for the most part, it doesn't matter what they look like in October. It's all a work in progress. It always has been. So it doesn't matter. I mentioned how I feel about the different class skills in my video, but basically I wish that the tank had the redirect, the damage and targeting redirect. This just increasing allies' armor and magic defense is good, right? It's an on-demand defense increase, but I want the tank to block his allies from status effects like debuffs, marks, that kind of thing. I also want to reduce damage, all damage, not just magical and physical damage, but also pure damage, right? Do the class glyphs without the increase in the individual glyphs. That would be my dream. Okay. What did Zul say? If everyone quits now, I win. Nobody's going to quit. Well, some people are going to quit. IRS can't touch me. I have my emeralds at an offshore account. Yeah. It's expensive to set up an offshore account, though. It's expensive. Did Aurora and Galahad forget to pay their taxes? Which class seems to have the most important stat? I think that the one that we're probably going to see the most impactful is going to be the marksman, personally. Target has less than a certain percentage health. Any subsequent damage attack will deal more damage. Just like a win more mechanic, right? I don't think it's going to actually impact things too much, but I think it's going to be the one that is going to be the most obvious. I think that the mage one looks probably the scariest, but it's not that scary. The healer effect is going to vary greatly depending on the healer that you choose. Some healers heal more than others, right? Some healers do single target healing. Some heroes do area of effect healing. Some do way more often than others, right? It's going to vary a lot. I don't think that the support one... I think the support one probably will be good, but I wish that it was all damage, not just armor and magic defense. I don't know. Isaac is now marksman. Yep, Isaac is now a marksman. Yeah, hard to say. Good question, though. So the title of the live stream, we talk about this kind of thing jokingly, but not really. right? Anytime anything new like this is added to the game, and roughly once per year, something like this is added, sometimes more often than that. Last year, we had what? We had the skyships, and what else was added last year? Was anything else aside from skyships added last year? I guess Talisman's technically added. The warrior skill is likely to change skill targets. Oh, good call. Yeah. Increases physical attack. You know, and that is true. Some heroes target specific armor and specific magic defenses. I guess that's all enemies, though. A crisis point? Is that what we're calling this, Vincent? Mainly Talismans, since the ships aren't part of wars yet. Okay, so let's just say Talismans is a big change from last year, and will be continuing to change as, you know, the additional Talismans are released. We'll talk about Talisman event in just a second, as well as the Fafnir event. Vincent. No, I'm sorry. Wilmer. We'll talk about the Fafnir event in just a second. You know, people need a reason to quit. There are a lot of people that play this game that shouldn't be playing this game. They shouldn't be playing a game that they don't enjoy. And let's be very clear, enjoyment and fun is super subjective. Matter of fact, I didn't mention this in the video earlier today, but one of the things that I enjoy the most about Hero Wars is this live stream, talking about the stuff. The actual minutia of the day-to-day is still fun for me. Yeah. It absolutely is. But what I enjoy about this game is way different than what others. Some people demand competition. They want the highest level of competition, no matter the cost. Some people want to find a good guild, a nice culture fit. I feel like our guild has a nice culture fit, and I mentioned this. We finished like in the top 50, top 60 in Clash of Worlds every season. I think we were just outside of top 50 last season. My mobile guild finished pretty high as well, but in neither of the guilds did we assign targets. In neither of the guilds do we expect to train all day long. There is some expectation of not bringing dumb lines. For example, don't attack a Rufus with a mage team, you know, at its simplest form. Don't bring Satori against, or don't bring Jorgen or Orion against Satori, you know, stuff like that. You know, don't bring a Yasmin against a Helios or a Corvus. You know, at its base, there's an expectation of that. But we don't micromanage the wars or the inner server wars, Clash of Worlds or Global Championship, and we still do pretty good, right? Pretty competent players. I'm not saying we're all competent. We definitely have some sharp edges. Some sharp, for sure. But I enjoy that. But some people, they demand that top 1%, top 0.1%, top 0.01% of competition. And I am okay with not being there. If I did want to be there, I would feel pressured to spend. Now, the statement was made that old players, that they're not going to be interested in learning this stuff. And if that is the case, if you're not interested in learning the new stuff, then I do not empathize with you at all, because that is this game. They will always add stuff. They will always add stuff. And you know, there is this argument about costs now versus costs later that we don't really need to get into, quite frankly. But if you needed a reason like this to quit, then you should quit. You should quit playing the game, or, you know, become free to play, or, you know, maybe find a guild in like the top 100-ish, maybe like in the 60 to 80 range, that are okay with just doing that, right? It's a lot more relaxing, and enjoy the game for what it is. And if you are the type to go to Discord and say that everybody's going to quit, or Facebook or whatever, and say everybody's going to quit, maybe it's time for you to move on. If you're not enjoying it, then maybe you should move on. Good People Guild make it fun and can transcend in the game because it provides something the game company cannot. That's why they should do more chat improvements. Yeah, chat improvements, I agree. That would be a huge quality of life improvement for mobile. Gameplay, his enjoyment is from watching people pull their hairs out trying to figure out how to beat his Grand Arena and Arena teams. I like it. I like it. Voice chat. Oh, I don't know about voice chat. I mean, you can do Discord for voice chat, but yeah. Olympus had recruitment. Is easier getting the NBA or Real Madrid than getting into Olympus. See, McKay, we had recruitment as well. And by the way, we are still hiring. We are still interested in getting a couple players on Facebook server 25. It's a very chill guild. We are in Gold League top 3 every week. We are in Clash of Worlds top 100, top 50 every season. We clear Osh 160. There's an expectation of not being dumb, whenever you attack or defend, right? But there was a very, very low requirement of, 5-6-star totem, and everything else kind of will fit, right? I'm not sure what Olympus's recruitments are, but that's okay. That guild is for that type of player. You might be like, oh, that's ridiculous. McKay, on that same tone, I don't see the need to be there. Like the reward difference between what I get now versus the top 1 to 5, it matters. There is a difference there, but it doesn't matter enough to me, right? Shouldn't they have a couple players in the dev team? Wondering how they brainstorm new game ideas. I have no idea. I'm assuming that they do have players in the dev team, but they probably have NDAs. I'm a new player on level 20. Should I get Yasmin as my damage dealer? No, hot name. Yasmin is a great damage dealer, but as your first damage dealer, she is problematic because she has some really, really strong and popular hard counters. Yeah. Definitely level her up, but don't rely on her as your sole primary damage dealer. Language translation? Yep. Do you have any Violet characters? All Violet? A couple of people in my guild have gold level power, but are content to stay in silver, much more relaxing. Yeah, and one of the things that a lot of our guild, my Silver League guild in the past, we didn't really pay attention through the week. We only cared about Guild War on Saturday, but even then, we still didn't get into Gold League. I've been scared of your guild. It's just hard to pass on GM roles. So yeah. No, I understand, Kevin. I understand. It's not going to be right for everybody. Where's my chat? Why is my chat hidden? That's weird. Sorry about that. Huh. Interesting. Do you recommend people make Keira their only damage dealer? I mean, if you love Keira, then yeah, go right ahead. But no. Same time, no. There are an infinite number of possibilities, though. So, I mean, we could sit here all day and do it. I think Yasmin is more susceptible than Keira is. But, yeah. Zul, ask yourself, what would you change to the game to make it better? I would not do that because it's such a subjective thing. It's too subjective. It's too subjective. Too subjective. It's a great question, though. Keira as a damage dealer. I like Keira a lot. You know, in the beginning, before I moved over to our Lord and Savior, Kark, before that, I made the decision between Ginger and Keira, and I chose Ginger. All right. Keira is one of the OG big-time damage dealers. And very cool character. Right. High damage output. One of the things that I find very interesting is she's basically the star of the faction split between Hero Wars Alliance, which is the mobile version of the game, and Hero Wars Dominion Era, which is the Facebook and web version of the game. Keira, above all other heroes, arguably, Keira above all other heroes, when she was not given the Undead tag on Hero Wars Facebook and web, I feel like was the most controversial and the beginning of the whole split. Since then, Facebook and web has basically done away with the faction system, done away with the tribe system. Whereas with the Fafnir event that's about to go live, Hero Wars Alliance leans into it, is leaning into it. In fact, a big core activity every day is based on the faction system, and that is the heroic chest. The heroic chest has the ability to choose a faction, and you have a 15% higher drop rate. Is it 15%? I think it's 15%. I'm not sure if it's 15%, if it's actually stated anywhere. You have a much higher chance to get Way of Eternity, which is undead, then other heroes, whenever you open the, when you open the chest, whether you're paying for it or you're getting it for free, and see, it doesn't, it's not a guarantee, but Keira is undead or Way of Eternity on Hero Wars Mobile, but not on Hero Wars Facebook and Web. Does that matter? Yes, it does. Yes, it does. There are a couple of instances where it dramatically makes a difference on Facebook and Web, and that mostly has to do with Morgan's bone armor ability. It's a big part of it. Temporarily boost the defenses of undead allies, increasing their armor and magic defense as well as healing them. This is a big one. This is a big one, and really hurts Keira's viability on Facebook and Web a lot. She's not viable. She's still a great, fantastic hero. On Hero Wars Mobile, let's see. I'll pull up Keira on Hero Wars Mobile. I'm sorry, pull up Morgan on Hero Wars Mobile. Slightly different skills on Hero Wars Mobile. She has the bone armor ability as well. Grants defense to allied heroes, increases their armor and magic defense, as well as healing them. But Morgan also applies her damage reduction and healing to non-Eternity heroes, non-Way of Eternity, non-Undead heroes, which I think would be nice, but it's just a different direction for the game. Now, is Keira, like Tim asked, is Ultimate Scout, is Keira a good hero to start with? I think that it's one of those that is okay, but you just got to be aware. You just got to be aware of the issues. I think the biggest issue that Yasmin deals with is the prevalence of so many of the counters, and some of the same counters, like Helios counters Yasmin, Celeste. Yasmin's a little different on mobile in that you can game your team to counter Yasmin a little bit more effectively than on Hero Wars Facebook and Web. Where's my Keira? Where is my Keira? Keira. There we go. But the problem with Keira that I always ran into was how difficult it is to get their soul stones. That's been a problem for me. Yeah, I don't like mission-only heroes like this. And ultimately, you're going to get her at Absolute Star. The longer you play, the more opportunities you're going to get, Way of Eternity Soulstones or, whatever. But I think Keira's a fine choice. I think that a lot of people still use Keira today. I think a lot of people still use Yasmin today. I don't think either of those are wrong answers, honestly. Right now, I just have Luther, Keira built up, and then Thea, Martha, Dorian, just so Keira's backed up to Dorian to heal as long as possible while shredding. Yeah, and if you can push Keira back to Dorian, then a lot of those other issues don't really matter. Same can be said for Yasmin. But again, super team specific. It really just varies on who you're attacking into. Just heroes like that give you less. They just give you less options. But great question. Or whoever mentioned that. I think they're both fine. I think Yasmin or Keira are both fine. Just be aware that whenever you get into the higher levels, you're going to struggle because there'll just be teams you can't attack into. Why isn't Keira assigned to the Undead? Again, I have no idea. I have no idea why they decided to make that split. I have no idea. I'm not sure why they abandoned the faction system on Facebook and Web. For the new class glyph system, only glyphs were being mentioned. We're going from 40 to 80, right? Nothing about skill points. Correct, Robert. But again, we don't even know for certain what the new... We don't know for certain what the new cap is, if it is affecting glyphs, if it's not affecting somebody. So it might be to 60, it might be to 100. It might be to 100. Now, continuing the discussion about getting people to quit, one of the biggest issues facing Hero Wars Alliance, a crisis point, as was mentioned earlier, is the fact that these talismans are going to continually to be released for every hero is going to get a talisman. Some of them are getting stats that are super interesting. Some of them are getting stats that are worthless for the hero. And which one that is to you is super subjective as well, depending on what heroes you have leveled up and how you like to play your teams. But we do have this 3-day Talisman Keeper event going live tomorrow. We discussed in depth yesterday all of the talismans that's coming. Right, just show them again real quick. Rufus, Lilith, Phobos, Shaba, Sebastian, and Qingmao. We went over all of this yesterday, but the event is going live tomorrow. The main issue that I see this causing, the main problem is I've already seen it among the complacent top end, the complacent whales, and that is the lack of interest or the inability to want to learn new matchups. Probably 3 times today, people have reached out to me and said that it's moving too fast, it's going to change too many things, or the game costs too much and it's going to change too many things, or they should have waited to introduce the hero class system until all the talismans were released, because we're going to have to learn things now and then we're going to have to learn things again. This should not be a complaint. This should absolutely not be a complaint. If you are, and I'm going to repeat this again, if you are the type of player, no, I'm not going to say that. If I was not interested in evolving, if I was not interested in learning, then I should quit. There are a lot of people that play this game, a lot. And things will be figured out regardless if you spend the money or not. Things will be figured out. Does the Rufus Talisman impact anything? Does the Qingmao crit chance impact anything? This will all be figured out regardless if I spend $500 on this Talisman event. Okay. And then having to learn things over again. That's the beautiful thing about a community like mine and others, is there are people that are running through all of this stuff, that are testing this stuff. And you might say, oh, Charlie, that person has to spend. You're just making that other person spend. I'm not making anybody do anything. I'm not making anybody do anything. All right. It's just going to be. And a big part of the reason why this channel exists, a big part of the reason why this channel thrives, is because no matter what everybody says, no matter what everybody gets upset about, they're adding too much stuff too fast. The game is too expensive. Hero Wars is too scammy. I can't believe they're doing this to us. Why aren't they doing this? They should improve that quality of life. My server is dead. People are still going to play enough that I'm feeding my family basically with just this game. I don't have to. I have 4 other YouTube channels that are doing very well as well. But these people are not going to stop playing Hero Wars. They're not. That's why I have a channel. So the moral of it is people will figure things out whether it's you or not. The only thing that really matters is the FOMO of not being at the top. The FOMO of not having everything maxed, right? FOMO, fear of missing out. Personally, I'm just going to wait and see. I'm just going to wait and see. The talismans not all being released before the glyph upgrade or classical system or whatever is added is, you know, it's like a, you know, maybe you should wait. Maybe you should wait. But at the same time, I don't care. Like, I don't care. I don't think it's going to impact me as dramatically as a lot of people say it's going to impact me. And just waiting and seeing is not the same thing as playing the heroes that I want to play, regardless of their stats. Yeah, so, yeah. Tim says Rufus will have almost 1.1 million health. That's certainly something. That's nice. How dare you say that? I mean, you're absolutely right, but how dare... Is there one talisman so important it's a game changer? I don't think so. Some are good, some not OP. Yep. Fear of not smacking Glenn. So, Ultimate Scout, yeah, that's not the question. I'm sure it will impact things, but you know, learn or die, right? Charlie, you would not start any other YouTube channel if you would be 100% sure people will be playing Hero Wars. Raidus, okay, all right. Let's get real brutally honest, real quick, because I've been talking about money and everything all day. This channel makes me a good living, and it has been making me a good living for several years now. But this is a very, very not popular game. So for context, I started publishing World of Warcraft videos. World of Warcraft videos, the game is 20 years old. World of Warcraft, 20-year-old game. I took the YouTube channel from no daily views, a small amount of daily views, a couple a day, to 6 to 10,000 views a day, and monetized. I monetized the YouTube channel in less than a month. I think that there are more people playing World of Warcraft in a day than an entire year of Hero Wars. That might actually be an exaggeration there. This game is so small. This game is nothing. It makes 10 million a year. Sure. I'm sorry, 10 million a month. Sure. 10 million a month. But it's nothing compared to World of Warcraft. It's nothing compared to Call of Duty. It's nothing compared to RuneScape, you know. Oh, at least I don't think it's an exaggeration. Yeah, I don't need this game. I do this. I enjoy it. I enjoy hanging out with people. I enjoy hanging out with Green Dragon and Griff's bad jokes, and I enjoy, you know, talking with D. Warman about bowling and his trees, and I care about their, you know, your family and everything. You said I do some levels and I got it. You don't probably swim basket. Yeah. Don't, you got to diversify. So my World of Warcraft channel is doing very well. It's doing very well. It's not making as much as this Hero Wars channel, but I'm also not putting as much effort in. And when I say as much effort, this channel takes me 14 hours a week to do. So I play a lot of Overwatch, bowling in trees. What bad jokes? Okay, they're great jokes. They're just, I don't know. No, you guys are fun. A nice release from the Taxman, you know. Fafnir event though. Upgrade Heroes of Honor faction. We've had events like this. We've had events like this a lot. You know, we've had Wave Eternity. We've had, you know, Wave Nature. We've had events like this all the time. The special event for Honor starts tomorrow on January 17th. Get ready to complete tasks, get rewards, and upgrade Wave Honor heroes and their artifacts upon opening dolls and chests. You'll also be able to get Fafnir Soul Stones in the Shining Shop and improve the legendary blacksmith. Yeah, and which Honor hero do you consider the best and why? Join the alliance. So Wave Honor is the For Honor event is much like a lot of the other events that we've had. You do tasks to get currency. You use currency to buy stuff in the shop. You can buy dolls or event chests or Fafnir Soul Stones. I'm very curious. I'm very curious to see if they're going to have skin stones. The amount of people that come at me about this whole dumb skin stone in shop argument thing, it blows my mind that people can't just look for themselves. Blows my mind. If there is if there's an Outland chest discount, the skin stones are not in the shop. I'm like 99% sure that skin stones are going to be in this event shop. Like 99% sure. Because there's not going to be an Outland chest discount, right? If you like Way of Honor, and there are a couple of really good Way of Honor heroes right now, I think this is a fantastic event. If you are an early days account, the Way of Honor contains some of the heroes that you should be building. One of the most popular teams right now is Fafnir Artemis Tristan. Okay, that's not the best team. It's not gonna win you every match. It's not gonna win you every defense. But Fafnir, Artemis, Tristan, all three Way of Honor. You know, maybe the best faction in Hero Wars Alliance. Maybe. Some of these heroes are easier to get than others, right? Artemis you can get very easily, I believe, from the campaign. But Fafnir and Tristan, I don't think that there's a real super easy way to get either of them. I feel like Tristan you can get from somewhere. Is he always in the Hero's Way shop? I feel like Tristan is always in the Hero's Way shop. Yeah. And Fafnir, I don't think you can get Fafnir Soul Stones Fafnir Soulstones anywhere. I used to have all of this stuff memorized. Yeah, heroic chest. Is there any other way? Just the heroic chest? Yeah. Yeah, so you know, if you don't have Fafnir, you know, okay, first of all, you have to care about this style of play. You know, the heavy critical hit, real fast kill, physical damage style, you know, damage boosting style of play, and you know, with swapping out one or two heroes, you can be super effective. Spending basically 0 on Fizz Web Mage is doomed to be an Esmus celebration. Yeah, I mean, that's the game. That's the game, Ultima Scout. You either pay with your time or your money. That's the game. That's the game. That's the game. So this event is going to be good. Of the faction events, I would say that only the Way of Progress faction events are more interesting. And even then, maybe not. Even then, maybe not. We know that all of the other factions have their, you know, their draw. They have their teams, but the Way of Honor and the Way of Progress faction events are really good. And if you have the heroes already, you know, leveled up or 6-star, which eventually you'll get there. Eventually you will get there. You can get the chests, the event chests, which will have a bunch of great rewards in it. You can just buy items to level up Fafnir or heroes similar to Fafnir. You can get the dolls, which I believe contain artifacts for Way of Honor heroes, right? You level up the artifacts of all your Way of Honor heroes, and yeah, they'll just be like things to get, right? 4 ads catching your 4 ads. There was no ad there. He's lying to you all. I play web and feel that Fafnir has replaced Jet because there aren't enough space for them both. Can you put in your YouTube videos that can be translated into Spanish to understand it? Wilmer, it is coming. Spanish dubbing is coming soon. Griff, I'm not working on any right now. I need to start another one. I need to start another Emerald task. Whenever the... oh, it is back. Ooh, I should start another one. I just have today. I just have today to pick one? Okay. Crime City, 750k in 24 hours is easy, but will cost you about $100. 750,000 emeralds for $100. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. Before we move on to where you could get $100, the only news on Hero Wars Facebook and Web today is that the pattern event, the brand new pattern event, Bello, no, I don't do them on Facebook and Web. The pattern event on Facebook and Web has been canceled, postponed. We must postpone the previously announced new event for upgrading patterns that was planned for tomorrow. The event will be launched at a later date, which we'll reveal soon. So there's no special events tomorrow. Enjoy a moment of respite. No, I will not enjoy it. I will not enjoy it. I will be not enjoying respite. I will be full of spite. Full of it. Aside from that, we got the Aurora soundtrack, which again, update your fan kit, guys. Let me download the file. I don't want to listen to it on YouTube. And then the daily reward. And I think that we're on our last day of Guardians of Outland. Yeah, last day of... No, we got 2 days left. We're halfway through Guardians of Outland. Yeah. Halfway through. I don't have those flags. I'm waiting for the end of the season to see how many explore moves I have. Yeah, I don't... I still don't know how impactful they are. I forgot which direction I was going to go now. I've got 36 moves. Oh, I should probably use some of these. 36 moves. Yikes. What ads? Hey man, what happened to my... What happened to my game? Okay, so there's an equipment box there, 1,500 ascension crystals. Over here, there's 500 big money blue balls, and this is 1,500 small skin stone chests. Let's go this way. No, let's go get this item up in the top right. Let's go get this item. So do we want to take the bottom routes from here? I don't even know where this is. 6,000. Ah. Oh, treasure chest. Boom. Okay. Well, that was easy. We don't want to take this route. We want to take this route up here. So this is 5 seals, red items, 300 skin stones, double pattern. Okay. Continuing down, 4,000 essence. There we go. This is 40 of the insignia. And then this should be 25 essence. Yep. We'll take those. 25 crystals. I could do 200. Actually, I'm going to do both of these. Do I want 50? Yeah, I'm going to do both of these because I want those essences, or the scrolls. And the this is a 25 crystals, or 200 crystals, excuse me. And then we got to work our way to the right and up. Looks like we have to go this direction anyway. Red items, tower coins. We want the insignia. We do want the Titan skin stones, but that's less value here. 8 big money blue balls, 25 scrolls, 15 chalice item, and then magic attack and the item. Magic defense, excuse me. Okay. So then the question is, we do want this double pattern up here. 16 big money blue balls. Whoops. Metals, 16 big money blue balls, and here's the chest right there. Okay. 800 skin stones. Give me these 40 insignia. I'll take the big purple glyph. Can't really do anything over here. We're just working our way over. These are both red artifact items, so we're going to go grab both of those, and then we'll grab 1,500 crystals and the magic attack pattern. Okay. So, what was that item? These are the worst. I hate red equipment chest too. I hate it so much. Dragon's Heart, Simon's Enlightenment, Piercing Gaze. I hate them. And I'm just going to use a Gifted Dominion on Cornelius to rank him up. Man, that is super unfortunate. None of these heroes want these items. What heroes do I need to level up to use these items? Do I have to level up like Rufus maybe? Maybe Ishmael? I mean, there's 1, 2. Super frustrating. For whatever reason, I just don't level heroes that use these items. Man. Crazy. Celeste uses one of them. Celeste. Okay. I do need to level up Celeste. The Devourer of Mages. Brazier. Dragon's Heart. I'll use another one. Awaken Might and Dragon's Heart. Huh. Is that 2? Awaken Might. Oh, no. I do need to use the Awaken Might, though. Okay. Okay. Well. Okay. I should level up Celeste anyway. So that's 1, I guess. Martha, maybe? No. Yasmin, maybe? No. Polaris doesn't. No. Oh, yeah, Polaris does. There you go. Yeah, there we go. Okay. All right, well, level those up a little bit. They give out stuff you don't need and try to make it seem like they're being helpful, and then they don't tell you. And they don't tell you which one it is. I wanted that red equipment 1. That piercing case. Okay. All right. Let's do our drawing. Let's do our drawing for the 100,000 Emerald entry. Type in ! late to enter today's drawing. Got 203 people entered, 204 people entered right now. Scott, I apologize. Sorry, man. If you can give me like 2 more minutes. At 104, we'll draw a name. 104, we'll draw a name, and you'll have 1 minute. ZKK, it's for all players. It's for all players. Yeah, Robert's not wrong. $225. $226. Got 255 people watching. 82 likes. Okay. Klaus Anders Mahler, congratulations. Congratulations, Klaus. You are today's winner. All right. And at the end of the month, Klaus, I see ya. At the end of the month, we'll draw 2 names at random, and those 2 players will win $100 each. Is he related to Winter Claus? Mana, level up whichever heroes you want. Ryan, no, just enter once. Klaus, what version of the game are you on? There you are. How about the Eagles losing yesterday to Baker Mayfield? I like watching Baker though. He's got passion. He's got passion. Don't hate. Oh, I love the Bucks. And I was super disappointed to see what the Browns did to him. I like Baker a lot. I do like Baker a lot. Tough guy. Really tough guy. Josh Allen with that big, huge touchdown yesterday. Man, that guy can't be stopped either. Although I think Josh Allen's washed up. I was I was hugely surprised that the Cowboys lost. Hugely surprised. That was like their best chance in 20 years to get past the first game. Feel bad for the Steelers? Yeah. It's tough to go into the Bill Stadium and play in that. Ground was frozen. Oof. Yeah, Josh Allen is washed. No, he's great. He's great. It's going to be a good week in football. American football. Guys, we're going to be back tomorrow. Hopefully we're on time. 12 p.m. Central Time. That's 6 p.m. UTC, as per usual. The exception of Thursday, which we live stream at 7:30 p.m. I'm going to go play some Overwatch 2. Kids are home from school. Going to go hang out with them. Help Ashton with his Gorilla Tag VR video for the day. Yeah. See all of you back here tomorrow. I love you all. Good luck in Dominion.